G'day and welcome to Aussievision's Kyriakos here, and today we'll be chatting about the three Eurovision national finals coming up this weekend. And joining me today, we have Hayley and Cooper. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
We have a much quieter weekend compared to last week's Super Saturday. Now, we'll be running through the final show of Lithuania's national final, the semi-final for Iceland, and quickly look at the Melfest Heat 3 that's coming up. Now, let's start with the big one this weekend. It's Pabandom is now. Now, I think I pronounced that right. I've been watching it for a few years now, and I still butcher the name. But let's get started. Hayley, I'm going to throw to you first. I know you've been watching the shows very closely this year. Who should we be on the lookout to take the crown for Lithuania?
I actually feel this one's going to be quite tight. There's sort of a group up the top there that I'm really struggling to pick out the winner. Today, I went through and looked at some of the scores with the semi-finals. And if you were to look at those televote and jury scores, you're looking at Beatrice and Ruta Loop. So, and Petunia is not far behind. So they're all very different songs from each other. Yeah. If I had to call it, I'm going to say Beatrice.
Okay. That's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah. I would prefer Paulina to win, but I think the top two are Beatrice and Ruta Loop, and they're going to be hard to beat.
Cooper, who do you think is going to take the crown?
Yeah, see, I'm also a Paulina fan, but I don't think it's her year this year. I would say, earlier in the season, I would probably say it would be Ruta Loop with solo, but she has been dropping a lot in the voting from first heats to semi-finals, so I wonder if that's still going to keep on diving, but I still think solo's got it.
Interesting. I was torn between both of them. I have to say, firstly, I think the song selections in this final are really good, and I think this format is working really well for Lithuania. Even though it goes for many weeks, but you end up with really good songs in the final. I had it's Ruta Mur and Paulina. Now, I know you both I think you both like Paulina, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm a fan of Paulina too.
Points.
But yeah, mine too. So in our Aussievision song rankings that we did, so I'm going to say Paulina's going to take it out. Probably won't happen, but would love to see. So I can really picture this on the Eurovision stage, and I just feel like there's a lot of potential there, like a lot of things they could work with. But even with Ruta, I just think there's something about the sync 80s vibe of the song, something quirky yet sophisticated, and I could see that on the Eurovision stage as well. But yeah, interesting to see who takes it out. But I think you're right there, Hayley. It just feels like it could be anyone's national final to take out this year.
And I think also, if you look at some of the top group, they're all completely different from each other as well. So I don't know. There's
a lot of variety this year. Now, we're going to fly all the way to Iceland now to Söngvakeppnin. I think I pronounced that right. The Icelandic national final, which will begin with semi-final 1, where out of the 5 entries, only 2 will make it through the televote that they'll be doing. Cooper, who are your 2 picks that you think will qualify?
Yeah, look, I am a big fan of a good old pop song. So my 2 definitely are Dilia and Bragi. Those 2 songs were instantly some of the ones that stood out when listened to all 10. This Söngvakeppnin this year, it's not the best, but we've got some promising things in it. I think Dilia's is a really good entry. Power in English, cannot pronounce the Icelandic version. Yep. It has something there that I was like, okay, this is slightly better than, your just standard Scandinavian Nordic pop song. You're going to have something, and I think that could really do something exciting live.
Hayley, who are your 2 picks?
Yeah, mine's Bragi. That is a fascinating song. It's kind of a little bit David Bowie in places, and then at the end I realized it reminded me of Lady Hawk. Very unusual mix together. That one was really good, and the other one was the Celeb song, but I really like the Icelandic version of that song. It actually somehow sounds completely different to the English version. I don't know how, but the Icelandic version of that song I really, really like.
I actually have Celebs and Dilja to to qualify. So interesting. We got very similar songs there.
Mm.
The celebs one, yeah, I listened to the English one as well, and yeah, there's definitely a different vibe. I think the Icelandic one hits a bit more harder. Maybe they can do something with both languages later on if they do sing English in the final, if they make it through. But yeah, that song just reminds me of the dance music I used to listen to in the late 2000s when I went to uni. So it's very familiar sounding to me. And there's just so many hooks in there. Like I think it's like ooh, ooh, ah, ah, and there's just lots of things you can latch onto. And for Dilja, for me, I just love the build up to the chorus and the added backing vocals in the actual chorus itself. I thought was quite strong and sounds very radio friendly. And I think I do prefer the English version personally as well. Lucky last, we have Melodifestivalen Heat 3. Now, the snippets did just come out. Not all of us have been able to listen to them. Now, Cooper, I'm going to throw to you. You're a huge Melfest fan and you've been there before. Which artists should we be watching out for this weekend?
Yeah, I think Heat 3 is definitely stepping up from the first two. This week, I think it's actually going to be a focus a lot more on some of the debuting artists than usually some of those returnings. We do have Paul Ray. He has a really good song with Royals this year. I think it's his best entry he's done so far. But for me, it's definitely going to be with Marcus and Martinez is my standout of this with Air.
Mm-hmm.
It has something very similar to Bluffin with Liamu last year. And I love Bluffin so much. So I'm really excited for them. And also Melanie. She is coming with For the Show. It's kind of your kind of Swedish pop ballad kind of moment, but it is really an interesting chorus, and I really gravitated towards that one in those first snippets. So they're my two standouts, but we've also got, songwriters Laurel. We've got Nordman, who'll bring something very interesting, kind of weird, traditional. Oh, it's fascinating, that song. So that one I can see Sweden kind of gravitating towards. But yeah, it's going to be for me, Marcus and Martinez and Melody.
Interesting call there, because I know we have Laureen the week after, which I think everyone is hanging out for. Well, thank you guys for your thoughts and opinions on this weekend's national finals. We hope you all enjoy the shows and may the best entries win or qualify. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.